Yo, YouTube. No, I ain't gonna show a video like that. Damn, they don't got Durk, bro. They don't got motherfucking Durk, bro. That's crazy. Rapper Lil Durk arrested in murder for hire plot. Everything we know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Durk got locked up early this morning, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was hearing some shit on TikTok where he tried to flee, but the Fed was already on his ass, bro. He tried to go to the Miami airport. He didn't even make it to the airport. But let's see what happened, bro. Let's see the whole
A popular
situation.
rap artist is behind bars after a shocking arrest, as authorities accuse him of being connected to an alleged murder for hire plot. Chicago rapper Durk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, was arrested yesterday after allegedly attempting to flee the country, and at this time he's being held in a Broward County jail in Florida, awaiting transfer to the U.S. Marshals. According to the FBI affidavit, the Grammy Award-winning rapper is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. His arrest comes on the same day as federal prosecutors announced in California the charges of 5 other men for the attempted murder of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Tyquan Bowman. Prosecutors say those 5 men all have ties to Chicago gangs and all targeted the Georgia rapper in retaliation for the murder of Chicago rapper King Von. According to prosecutors, all 5 men, who include Kevon London Grant, aka Vonnie, Asa Houston, aka Boogie,
Did she just say Vonnie? Nah, that's crazy.
David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi. They all face charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. And the most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. According to prosecutors,
Damn. But isn't like first degree murder if you thought about killing somebody? I know he didn't do it, but it's like because they're saying conspiracy and killing. Like this is first degree, right? This will land into like a first degree type of murder charge.
all 5 men have ties to Lil Durk's hip-hop group Only the Family, also known as OTF. OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago. And according to the FBI, OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, was also a part of OTF and frequently collaborated with and was a longtime friend of Lil Durk. King Von was shot and killed in November of 2020 outside a nightclub in Atlanta. He was killed in the early morning hours of November 6 during an argument between 2 groups that escalated into gunfire. And he was fatally shot by Quando's associate Lil Tim after the argument. The indictment doesn't name Davon Bennett, aka King Von. Instead, the charging documents state a high-ranking OTF member described by the initials DB got into a physical altercation with someone referred to as TB, and the circumstances surrounding that incident mirror King Von's murder. The indictment says after DB's death, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that they would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's murder. That co-conspirator is allegedly Lil Durk, who authorities say made it known he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo. According to the court documents, the men used an OTF
Damn, Durk, bro. Like you have kids, gang. You got kids, bro. You got kids you gotta take care of, gang. Fuck. See, y'all got Durk. You see, it's all y'all nigga that say slide for Vaughn, slide for Vaughn. I mean, the nigga was going to slide for Vaughn regardless at this point. You know what I'm saying? He waited 4 years. He tried to make that shit like calm as possible, but still.
associated credit card to buy plane tickets to LA in August of 2022 to search for TB, who is allegedly Quando Rondo, and using funds provided by Lil Durk. Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flight, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." And prosecutors claim when there, Kevon Grant booked a hotel room for the men to stay at and provided the others with firearms. Grant allegedly procured cars, ski masks, and firearms that were used to find, track, and kill TB. According to the FBI, there is video evidence that Durk was staying at the house in the San Fernando Valley that day. A lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime are very tough to tell, but part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I want to take a moment to thank Upside for sponsoring this story.
Yeah, stop it. We're not hearing none of that shit. Come on.
See News.
Do you want to get your music on streaming platforms and into music stores online? Do you want to earn money every time your music
For an extra 25 cents back on your first gallon of gas. According to the indictment, Kevon Grant allegedly rented 2 cars, one of which had a fake license plate for the men to use and follow Rondo and his 24-year-old cousin. But when Rondo and his cousin stopped for gas, according to prosecutors, Asa Houston allegedly drove to a nearby alley before Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and a third unidentified man known in the indictment as co-conspirator 2 carried out the shooting, which was captured on surveillance video. Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, such as planes, cars, cell phones, and the internet with intent that the murder of TB be committed. After the shooting, according to the indictment,
That nigga Durk out here moving like the goddamn cartel, my boy. God damn. That boy got fake licenses, rental, everything, making sure niggas gone, bro. He out here moving like Pablo Escobar. Sheesh.
the men
The
went to a
Voice.
nearby burger spot to discuss payment. Then on the same day, the credit card was used to purchase tickets for Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, Asa Houston, DeAndre Wilson, and co-conspirator 2 to travel back to Chicago. Lil Durk wasn't named in the charging documents against Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. But according to the indictment, the defendants were offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF for the murder of Quando Rondo. Prior to Lil Durk's arrest, the Chicago rapper was being sued by the mother of Chicago drill rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck was murdered in 2020, and his death led to several convictions in a federal conspiracy trial last January. But his mother sued Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von's estate, alleging they were all involved in the shooting as well. According to the suit, OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight.
That's what I heard. I heard he tried to fake the feds. You feel me? Like he tried to fake the feds. Like, oh, he got 2 flights going this way, but the whole time that boy was going to Miami to get a flight to go somewhere else, bro. The feds got him before he didn't even get to the Miami airport.
Lil Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer back to LA. I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to break down this case even further. Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, Lil Durk is
That nigga
a
happy
really
as shit.
popular rapper.
Look at him.
But what's your reaction to his arrest and his alleged connection to this murder for hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo?
Well, you know, it's a very interesting case. I've been following it for some time now, but it's very representative of things that are going on within the hip hop community these days. One foot in the studio, one foot in the streets.
And talk to me a little bit about retaliation within gang culture, maybe even hip hop culture as well, too, that we can even trace back these events in particular, kind of in a way starting from King Von's death in Georgia in 2020, and 2 years later, Quando Rondo's attempted murder, where his cousin was actually killed during this ambush. What is your kind of reaction to just this whole web and trail that has been going on essentially since 2020, even probably prior to that, too?
Well, you know, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids. Maintaining that loyalty, not changing up, and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so, in keeping these alliances, you know, sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap, and you know, like I said, these guys live, you know, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, you know, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder. Plane tickets were bought, cars were rented, ski masks and firearms were bought. Talk to me a little bit about the sophistication you may have noticed within the planning and these allegations.
For sure. That nigga want him gone, bro. Like, he wanted him gone on some real shit. You gotta understand, like, Von was his brother for real. And the way they did it, y'all gotta understand, he couldn't have just done it right there. He had to wait. But the feds, one thing about the feds, bro, the feds gonna wait, bro. The feds has all the time in the world. Like, we always say, damn, time is precious. The feds don't give a shit about time, bro. They don't care about time, bro. They gonna come get you when they want to come get you. When they know for a fact they got 100% everything evidence on your ass, nigga. You're not escaping the feds. That's what I have a 98% rate incarceration, bro, on some real shit. But now I heard his cousin, not even his cousin, one of his mans was really ratting on him the whole time that when he got out, Durk gave him 50K. That's fucked up. That's fucked
Well,
up.
one of the things that that you have to the hurdles, so to say, that you have to get over in this case is just the geographic difficulties going from Chicago to California to commit this offense. And so there's only a couple ways you can get there. Either you can drive or you can fly. And obviously the advantage of flying gives you more of a time advantage. You can get there faster, but you also leave an electronic footprint. And that's what it seems like law enforcement was able to pick up on, was the electronic footprints that were left from purchasing the tickets. Now, when you fly, you also have to have transportation on the ground. So you have rental cars. And if you're there for an extended period of time, that also leads to maybe a hotel stay.
As we talk about this level of planning, it also appears there was also this element of not so great planning if you didn't want to be caught. And some of the five defendants actually used their real names, their birth dates, and photo IDs to book this travel. And then one of the co-conspirators actually texted another co-conspirator saying, don't book no flights under no names involved with me." What's your reaction to kind of just doing this allegedly?
Low fucking criminals, bro. If you're gonna commit a crime, at least you gotta know people, bro. Like, you put 50K, you went to the street, bro. You're not a street nigga no more. You have a name, my boy. If you was gonna commit this crime, bro, you need like real niggas that really be doing this murder shit. You know what I'm saying? You talk to real people that have like, yo, I got somebody, it's gonna cost you a bag, etc. You trying to get 50K for these little ass nigga, bro? They gonna get caught, bro. They're not intelligent, bro. The
And
street,
using
they're
your
not
real name, your
intelligent,
real
bro.
ID, but also kind of wanting to keep this on the down low as well too, of not wanting to get caught.
Well, I think that when I read over that, I was kind of surprised by that, with how you know unhidden that was. But I think also it plays to the element of what their motivation was. And it seemed that as there was some discussion of payment, and so sometimes individuals are so intrigued by being able to get their hands on whatever this payment is that they overlook small details, and
That's what I'm
leaving your
saying.
name on a receipt or
That's what
on a
I'm
reservation is one
saying.
of those things that they miss.
Unprofessional.
When we see kind of these types of cases, a lot of times, I think sometimes the defendants are allegedly always kind of wanting one specific target. But then there are some cases where someone else is hurt or killed, kind of in this focus of retaliation. What are your thoughts given that Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed when the murder was allegedly plotted for him?
I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we deal with often within street violence. But I also think within the streets, there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you get caught riding with someone that I have beef with, then it just kind of, it's the rules of the streets. Like, you put yourself in that situation, and now you have to unfortunately reap the circumstances of it.
And there's also been rumors circulating online that there might have been an informant or even a snitch within OTF that may have
Yup.
revealed more to the feds. Do you
Yup.
think that's at all possible in this case, that they needed an informant on the inside to kind of give a scoop into kind of how everything was planned out and kind of how everything kind of came to fruition?
Well, I know that there was very detailed information, and it definitely indicates that the investigators did a great job digging up surveillance footage and being able to uncover some of the intimate details. I don't know if there was an informant necessarily, but it seems that they do have some very personal details in their indictment.
And given if there was possibly an informant, kind of how do they all play a role into this case? Because again, within the culture, a lot of times there is a no snitching policy. But what are your thoughts on whether or not there might have been an informant and kind of how that may have all came into this as well too?
Well, the no snitching thing is very huge in the street and within the hip hop culture. But one thing that within the law enforcement community, when someone is looking at a significant sentence, which I think murder for hire either carries in some sort of situations, death penalty, and also life in prison, it's every man for himself at that moment.
On God, nigga. On God. Like, bro, I'm just letting y'all know right now, bro. Somebody getting life, he's telling. I don't care how gangster he is, bro. Somebody's telling life. If somebody say, yo, they're going to give you life, or you can tell them such and such, and you going to get 20 years, the nigga is going to tell, bro. Life, nah, I'm not doing life. I'm
And
telling
so
y'all right
the
now,
old cliche of
I ain't doing
the
life.
first one to talk gets the best deal, normally that weighs very heavily in these cases.
Some of the defendants, in addition to being offered money, were also promised lucrative music opportunities if they carried out this murder. And I know we've kind of been having a discussion about, how rap culture kind of bleeds into gang culture. But what's your reaction to kind of this lucrative opportunity given they carry out this bounty?
Well, it's the American dream of wanting to be able to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family. And unfortunately, a lot of individuals have, the dream of making it in the rap business, and they're just not given the opportunity. So that is something that is going to be very alluring to a lot of individuals because they not only want to be able to have the rap contract, but also the rap lifestyle. And some people are
The
willing to
money,
do
the
whatever
bitches,
it
the
takes to get
fame.
that.
And sometimes when we see these cases, especially gang cases that are also kind of double as like hip hop cases, YNW Melly, this case with Lil Durk, even YSL, I can't help but notice just how young some of the defendants are and some of the alleged activities that they're being accused of doing. They're so young, in their 20s, probably started maybe when they were teenagers. But what are your thoughts on just how young some of these defendants are when they're kind of coming up, like you had just mentioned, wanting this American dream, but then at the same time having this kind of tie to the street culture where maybe they don't see the actual consequences of what could happen. Either they go to jail or they may end up dead on the street. What are your thoughts on just that whole layer and aspect of it?
Well, I think one of the things that weighs heavily on the influence is the fact that, a guy that you may have grown up with, seen around the neighborhood, now he has his lucrative rap contract and is driving, foreign cars and living in expensive houses and traveling, all across the country. They almost become larger than life. And so when you have a young individual that maybe hasn't had the best role models in life, what they're able to see this individual achieve is going to be larger than any kind of verbal warning that someone can tell them. They're going to take their word as being, good. If I can carry out what is being asked of me, then maybe I can live this lifestyle as well. And I think that reality weighs heavier than any consequence that you can think of.
And as someone who is a detective who works with street gangs, kind of what are you hearing from the inside that you'd be willing to talk about on camera as far as, maybe just what the motivation is to kind of continue to be a part of this lifestyle?
Well, obviously the what everyone is doing right now across social media as well as the streets and within the street culture is they're kind of unpacking this indictment. They're trying to breaking it down line by line, trying to piece things together, figure out if there is an informant, also figuring out if this was something that was.
Wasn't the informant like I said? I did hear the informant was the guy that Dirk helped out when he got out of jail, bro. When he got out of jail, he gave that boy 50K, and that boy was wearing a wire the whole time he got out. Damn, bro. Your own mans, like your own mans. I'm not gonna cap. If that shit is true, like, do you know how I would be hurt? I'm not gonna cap. That's some shit that make a nigga cry, bro. Like, nigga, I have so much love for you, so much respect for you, so much loyalty for you, and it's like, damn, you want me dead. It's a different when another nigga wants you dead than like your own blood or like your own man's like people that you trust and love like want you dead. It's like that's some shit that would fuck me up in the head. I ain't gonna lie. That's some shit that would mess me up all over. Like I wanna like when people say trust issue, bro, if some shit like that happened to me, bro, that's real life trust issue. Like I don't think I will ever trust anybody after that.
Carried out on behalf of King Von, and just connecting the dots on their from their levels. But I think that what factors into that is the theory that nobody plans to get caught. The plan is we're going to do it, we're going to get away with it, and we're looking 100 yards down the field instead of seeing what's going on right now. And the factor of getting caught now being named in a federal indictment, that part is not really thought of too heavily because, again, nobody factors in that I am going to get caught for this.
YouTube is the #1 site for millions of creators online. But as more people flood to the platform,
And kind of going back to the little Durk aspect of it as well, too, he was, again, a very popular rap artist. He had a lot of popular songs, and a lot of fans did look up to him. But it seems, though, as we don't know at this particular point, but it seems, though, a lot of people may be alleging he's kind of the kingpin in a way of the OTF, and that he is a someone who carries out these plots, essentially, kind of running a
That
criminal
boy, that boy,
enterprise.
that boy
What are your
send the
thoughts on
shots.
just kind of how people allege these popular rap artists are these kingpins in a way of criminal street gangs?
Well, I think with this case, it's gonna be very interesting in how it plays out. But we're gonna really get into the basics of rap being entertainment, or rappers really living what they rap about. And I think there's definitely something that's a hurdle the investigators are gonna have to get over, with just proving that this little Dirk's role in OTF wasn't merely entertainment; that he actually had a role within the street culture of OTF.
And do you see any other hurdles that investigators may come to find when they're kind of going through this case?
Well, anytime that you're dealing with multiple people with inside, in an indictment, co-conspirators, what's people's roles kind of change, and then there's money as well involved with some of the people that were discussed in this case. So it's also heavily influenced by the street life and culture, gang life and culture. And so what they have today may change, and hopefully on the investigators end, what you see in that indictment would only kind of snowball and grow larger. Maybe they're able to develop more evidence and convert some of these co-conspirators into witnesses for the government.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes, I appreciate so much your insight into this case. Before we sign you off, is there anything else you'd like to add about just where the case goes from here?
No, I think from what we see in this indictment, that the investigators did a very solid job investigating this case, and kudos to them.
All right, Detective Eric Barnes, again, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
According to reports, Jones and Houston have a scheduled hearing in Chicago on Monday. However, Grant, Wilson, and Lindsay have reportedly waived their right to a hearing and will instead be sent to Los Angeles. Reporting for Law and Crime.
That's crazy, bro. Hold on. Y'all think they're gonna give him life? Cause that's first degree murder, right? Conspiracy to commit murder, that's first degree murder. It's just like you just got stopped in time. Niggas just stop you in time. You know what I'm saying? They knew you wanted to kill somebody, but they just stop you in time. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I learned all like the first degree, second degree, and third degree murder shit like a couple weeks ago. So like, cause first degree murder is like you plan on killing somebody and you execute the plan of killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Second degree murder is like you didn't plan on killing this person today. Some shit just happened and then you killed them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like a little scuffle or whatever. Just like the situation between Quando Rondo, Lil Tim, and King Von. That's second degree murder. Third degree murder is just like it's an accidental type of murder and shit. That's the lowest type of murder and stuff, bro. Damn, bro. I'm hearing Durk is facing like 50 to life, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy work, man. Look, if y'all like the video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And until my next vid, appreciate y'all for watching.